Hello and welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you the glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host, Shivangi Mishra. Let's begin with the headlines first. Deadly flash floods strike Afghanistan. Violent clashes in POJK result in 4 civilian deaths and multiple injuries. And India's Rajasthan puppetry resonates through time. Let's begin the show. The devastating impact of climate change is evident as dozens of lives have tragically been lost and hundreds have been displaced by the havoc wrought by flash floods and lightning in multiple regions of Afghanistan. We have a detailed report.
The occurrence of massive rains triggering flash floods is a direct repercussion of the profound effects of climate change across various regions of Afghanistan. Over 300 people have been killed and many injured and property damaged due to heavy rains and floods in just 3 days. The floods in the country have severely impacted 5 districts in the Baghlan region. The Interior Ministry had predicted heavy storms last week and sent teams in helicopters to the area. These calamities added to the woes of the people in Afghanistan.
کنیم بجا برای ما نماز جمعه را خواندیم دیگه برای ما این طرف خانه میرفتیم که برای یک دفعه ناگهانی برای نمی تو یک از نمی برای آمد دیگه طوفان از نمی آمد وقتی که آمد دیگه وقت هم پیدا نکنه که مردم طرف خانه برسه دیگه غافلگیر مردم در این منطقه گیر کرد کسی برای نتونست که برای کس خونش برای یک دشت برای خود نجات بده نمیشه دو با غافلگیر کردن میره که کلی خسارمان شده کلی اولیای مردم هم را بردن برای طفلای مردم بردن موترای مردم بردن کلی ایرا بردن به بیالات رسیده
باران یک دم شدید کرد یک نیم ساعت بعد سیل آمد بسیار نمی موتر و دیگر یخچال و یک 6 دانه اشتک و زن گرفته بود یک سرایچه دیگر قالی نمی جنس خانه مردم بسیار بود.
In Afghanistan's Baghlan, Akhar and Badakhshan, people sifted through the debris of their houses which were destroyed by the flood as they tried to take out their cattle and belongings buried under the mud. Mourners buried the dead at funerals where one person said he had lost 5 members of his family.
5 نفر از دادیم که دوتایش پسر می باشه دوتای دختر می باشه و یکی مادرشان یعنی از اثر سیلابی که بسیار سرازیر شد و یعنی ما دو سنه وجود هم داشتیم البته در این طرف سیلی که می آمد ما برای یا کدام کمک کرده نتونستیم در پیش چشمای ما عزیزای ما را ما گرفت.
Taliban authorities sent helicopters to try to assist civilians after receiving reports that over 100 people are stranded. According to the World Health Organization, many people had been left homeless and transportation, water and waste systems were severely disrupted. Afghanistan is facing the brunt of extreme weather conditions which are mainly seen as the result of climate change.
The government of India is putting concerted efforts to empower the women in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir through various skill development programs. In line with the government's Skill India initiative, the Industry Training Institute in Kathua has introduced courses such as embroidery, fashion designing, beautification, and many different courses to make the women of Kashmir self-reliant and skilled individuals. After completion of the course, they will receive diplomas, opening the doors for them for self-employment and financial independence. Take a look.
In a world where empowerment of every individual in a society is the key to progress, the Industrial Training Institute in Kathua region of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is paving a way for women to learn new skills and become self-reliant. Through a range of skill development courses such as painting, embroidery, fashion designing and beauty salon, young women are unlocking their potential and shaping their future. One such course is Beauty Salon, where a batch of 24 young girls are undergoing comprehensive training at ITI Kathua. Led by dedicated instructors like Neena Kumari, these girls are not just learning the art of beautification but also honing their personality development skills.
हर साल हमारे यहाँ बच्चों की एडमिशन होती है। इसमें 24 सीट्स होती हैं और हमारे ट्रेड की जो सीट्स हैं वो भी फुल होती हैं। हर साल बच्चे इसमें काफ़ी एडमिशन होती है क्योंकि बच्चे इंटरेस्ट के साथ इस ट्रेड में आना चाहते हैं। तो इस ट्रेड को करने के बाद बच्चे काफ़ी खुश होते हैं कि ऐसे करने के बाद वो बच्चे अपना बाहर सैलून खोल सकते हैं। तो गवर्नमेंट से भी उनको काफ़ी सहूलियत मिल रही है, जैसे कि इनको सामान जो है वो सारा ITI से ही प्रोवाइड किया जाता है, तो अपना इनका कोई खर्चा नहीं है।
The students are filled with enthusiasm and gratitude for the opportunities provided to them. They understand the value of this course in shaping their future that would turn them into established entrepreneurs someday.
जहाँ पे कठुआ में ITI में एडमिशन ली है, तो इधर हमें एडमिशन में ITI में बहुत ज़्यादा फ़ायदा मिला है। इधर तो बहुत सारे कोर्स हैं, जैसे ब्यूटिशियन, फुलकारी, फिर और भी बहुत सारे कोर्सेज हैं, लेकिन मैंने इनमें से ब्यूटिशियन ही चूज़ किया क्योंकि मुझे काफ़ी ज़्यादा पसंद था और मेरा काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट भी था इसमें से पहले। मैंने अभी 12th किया और उसके बाद मैं इधर कोर्स करने के लिए आई हूँ। इधर हमें बहुत सारा कुछ सिखाया जाता है जो अपने ब्यूटी प्रोडक्ट वगैरह के बारे में। तो इसमें हमें कुछ मेहंदी लगाना, हेयर स्टाइल करना और हमारे फेस में निखार लाना।
मेरे को पहले से थोड़ा बहुत मेहंदी में थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट था, तो उसकी वजह से मैंने ब्यूटिशियन में, कॉस्मेटोलॉजी में मैंने एडमिशन ले ली। फिर जहाँ पे आके मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा। पहले तो मेरे को सिर्फ ओनली मेहंदी आता था, लेकिन यहाँ पे आके मैंने हेयर स्टाइल और मेकअप, थोड़ा बहुत आई मेकअप, हेयर स्टाइल्स वगैरह, बाल स्ट्रेटनिंग, ड्रायर और मेहंदी तो मैं काफ़ी अच्छी लगा लेती हूँ पहले से। तो ये सब हमारी मैम की कृपा से है। मैम ने हमें बहुत मेहनत से हमें सब कुछ सिखाया है और ये हमारा 1 साल का डिप्लोमा है। और इसमें ब्यूटिशियन में ये है कि हमारा सोर्स ऑफ इनकम बहुत अच्छा है। यहाँ पे हर लड़की, हर घर की एक लड़की, लेडीज़, वो जो सेल्फ डिपेंड होना चाहती है उसके लिए ये बहुत ही अच्छा सोर्स है इनकम जनरेट करने का। कुछ लेडीज़ होती हैं वो जो कम पढ़ पाती हैं, जो उनके लिए भी अच्छा है। आफ्टर 8th भी यहाँ पे आ सकते हैं, 10th भी आ सकते हैं, उनके लिए काफ़ी अच्छा है। इसमें ज़्यादा एजुकेशन भी नहीं चाहिए, बस थोड़ा सी मेहनत चाहिए। जिनको जो मेहनत करेगा वो इनकम कर लेगा।
For the women staying in the border areas like Kathua, the institute offers free skill training in several courses of their liking. With the support of various government agencies offering easy loans, these young women feel confident and will be ready to establish themselves in the industry after completion of the course.
आजकल चल रहा है गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से स्किल इंडिया चल रही है और साथ में ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है सभी बच्चों के लिए जो आजकल 12th के बाद जो करना चाहते हैं। और साथ में इसकी स्किल की वजह से हम बहुत कुछ सीख भी रहे हैं और साथ में पैसे भी कमा रहे हैं। और ये हर एक और पैसे हमारे घर में मतलब कि जो स्किल चल रही है इसकी मदद से हम अपने घर में भी कमा सकते हैं।
Thanks to initiatives like these, women in Kashmir are not just empowered, they are becoming self-reliant and carving out their own success stories. Today, these women stand tall on their own feet, proud and independent. They are not only bringing a new era of development in the border districts, but also becoming a driving force for the whole nation.
Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in a segment called Asia Watch.
Iraq's Najaf increased wheat production due to increased rainfall, government support and sprinklers, which facilitated the process of watering from wells, according to farmers and the Najaf's agriculture department, along with new kinds of pesticides and machinery that facilitated the cultivation process. Assistant Director of Najaf Agriculture, Hakim Al-Khazraji, said that rainfall was one of the main reasons in the increased crop production, which came as a positive surprise compared to the department's original estimates. Farmers in the Najaf area also praised the introduction of sprinklers as a new irrigation system, something they say might even increase production to exporting levels. Iraq has procured 1.5 million metric tons of wheat so far this year, according to the state news agency INA, which also reported that Iraq's agriculture ministry expects the country's wheat harvest to exceed 7 million tons. Iraq, with a population of more than 43 million, requires between 4.5 million and 5 million tons of wheat a year, according to the country's agriculture ministry figures. The country is seeking to be more self-sufficient in wheat despite dwindling water supplies in its rivers, shifting to growing crops in desert areas using groundwater. India signed a 10-year contract with Iran to develop and operate the Iranian port of Chabahar, the Indian government said, strengthening relations with a strategic Middle Eastern nation. India has been developing the port in Chabahar on Iran's southeastern coast along the Gulf of Oman as a way to transport goods to Iran, Afghanistan and Central Asian countries, bypassing the port of Karachi and Gwadar in its rival Pakistan. The long-term deal was signed between Indian Ports Global Limited (IPGL) and the Port and Maritime Organization of Iran, authorities in both countries said. Under the agreement, IPGL will invest about $120 million, while there will be an additional $250 million in financing, bringing the contract's value to $370 million. A total of 2.5 million tons of wheat and 2,000 tons of pulses have been shipped from India to Afghanistan through Chabahar port. Some of the most iconic artifacts in the Grateful Dead history are going up for auction. Auction house Anna Logger are selling off a plethora of items including frontman Jerry Garcia's last touring rig and a production case left untouched after the final performance of the band on July 9, 1995, the day Garcia died. They also have units from the band's iconic Wall of Sound, which was extremely ambitious and large speaker rig to create the best sound quality at their concerts. Anna Logger even had a miniature version of the Wall of Sound in their office, not one of the lots up for auction, but instead as a demo providing context to items.
In Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir, clashes erupted between Pakistan Rangers and the locals, leaving 4 dead and over 100 injured. The Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee led the protests, demanding subsidized essentials like flour and electricity. Locals argue for fair electricity rates sourced from the nearby Mangala Dam. Joint Awami Action Committee leader Shaukat Nawaz Mir urges unity for preserving identity amid arrests of their leadership. Despite government assurances, grievances persist, leading to calls for a general strike and a long march. These events reflect the deep-seated tensions in POJK's socio-political landscape.
Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir witnessed violent clashes for several days over high prices, in which 4 people have been killed and over 100 injured. The protest was called by the Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee over demands including subsidized flour and electricity. Protesters say the people of POJK should get electricity at cost since it is generated locally through Mangala Dam situated in the Mirpur district.
मैं बार-बार ये रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ एक मिनट, इस रियासत को बचाओ, इस रियासत को बचाओ, अपनी शनाख्त को बचाओ। तुम्हारी शनाख्त कायम रही ना तो सब कुछ हो जाएगा, तुम्हारी शनाख्त ना रही तो फिर कुछ भी नहीं रहेगा। मुझे आप लोगों पे यकीन है, अपने नौजवानों पे ये यकीन है कि ये लंबी जंग आप लड़ेंगे और इंशाल्लाह कामयाबी हासिल करेंगे। जंग लड़नी है, जंग लड़ेंगे तो अमन तरीके से लड़ेंगे, अपने आप को बचा के लड़नी है, क्योंकि आप लोग वो जब तक आप आगे हैं तो ये सब लोग आपके साथ होंगे। जब आप लोगों से ने कोई गलती कर दी, आप लोग ग्राउंड पे ना हुए तो हम ये लड़ाई लड़ने में हमें मुश्किल होगी।
The Awami Action Committee claims some of its leadership was arrested preemptively by law enforcement officials, prompting them to call for a general strike on May 10. That was followed by a call for protest and long march on May 11, which was to move towards Muzaffarabad.
मेरे घर में कल शाम को भी छापा पड़ा और आज सुबह 2 प्लाटूनें यहाँ आई, मगर मैंने रुकावट की, वरना तो यहाँ से उनकी लाशें उठकर जाती। इस एक्शन कमेटी के साथ वो लोग हैं जो पीछे हटने वाले नहीं हैं।
Last year, similar shutdown strike occurred, echoing demands for fair electricity pricing in line with the production cost of hydropower and POJK. Despite previous negotiations and a government notification in February addressing some grievances, discontent persisted, leading to a decision to stage a long march in protest against unmet commitments. The situation in POJK underscores the broader tensions and complexities within the region's socio-political dynamics.
The traditions, customs, and artistic expressions of India are incredibly diverse, with each region adding its unique flavor to the cultural tapestry. Among these, the northwest region of Rajasthan stands out for its vibrant traditions. Puppetry, in particular, holds a special place in Rajasthan's cultural heritage, serving as a vital link to preserve the area's rich history, folklore, and customs. Across generations, families of puppeteers have nurtured and refined this art form, ensuring its continuity and evolution over the centuries. Let's explore this fascinating aspect of Rajasthan's cultural legacy.
India's northwestern state, Rajasthan, is undeniably captivating, boasting a rich tapestry woven with history, art, and culture. From the majestic forts and palaces echoing tales of long ago eras, to the bustling bazaars brimming with vibrant textiles and intricate handicrafts, Rajasthan casts a spell on all who visit. Known as the Land of Kings, Rajasthan truly offers a sensory feast at every turn. One captivating facet of the region's cultural depth is the art of puppetry, which spans from traditional folktales and myths to original narratives exploring contemporary themes. Puppet makers play a significant role in celebrating Rajasthan's uniqueness by honoring its culture, history, traditions, and artistic legacy through the creation of beautifully crafted puppets and engaging performances. Renowned for their expertise, the Bhat community of Rajasthan's Kaputli Nagar meticulously handcrafts exquisite puppets at home, adorning them with clothing, ornaments, and other embellishments.
हम पहले जाते हैं आगरा रोड से जयपुर से बाहर, ये लकड़ी लेके आते हैं, इसे कटवा के इस तरीके से फिर लोड करके या घर तक लेके आते हैं। फिर उसके बाद में इस औजार की मदद से इस लकड़ी की ये शेप आती है, ये शेप बनाते हैं। फिर इस औजार की मदद से ऐसी कटिंग करके करते हैं हम। फिर उसके बाद में इस पे चौक मिट्टी होती है, घिसाई होती है, फिर वार्निश होता है, फिर पेंट होता है, और फिर उसके बाद में कपड़े पहनाए जाते हैं इनको।
The Puppet makers employ traditional artistic techniques passed down through generations, ensuring that each puppet is crafted with precision and attention to detail, showcasing the artisan's skill and creativity. The materials used in making puppets are often locally sourced and include wood, cloth, and strings, giving them an authentic and indigenous feel. The elaborate attire of the legless puppets is designed to resemble Rajasthani clothing from the Middle Ages. Puppeteers manipulate the puppets using movements from their hands and arms, controlling devices such as rods or strings to animate the body, head, limbs, and sometimes even the mouth and eyes of the puppet. Working in teams, puppeteers coordinate their actions to ensure a seamless performance. In addition to entertaining audiences for decades, puppeteers from Rajasthan have successfully represented India in numerous festivals abroad.
मेरे यहाँ के काफ़ी लोग विदेश जाते हैं, उनको प्रोग्राम में जो है सरकारें इनवाइट करती हैं। जब भी कोई ऐसा बहुत बड़ा उत्सव होता है तो यहाँ से इंडिया से वो पत्र लिखते हैं सरकार को, और ये फिर यहाँ से कुछ लोगों को, जो चुनिंदा लोग हैं और जो वास्तव में मतलब यानी कि कला में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रखर हैं, उनको सरकार अवेयर करके और वहाँ ऐसे उत्सवों में भेजती है, और वहाँ से काफ़ी इनको पैसा मिलता भी है और ये लोग वहाँ जाके भी आते हैं।
From traditional puppet theaters in small villages to elaborate puppet festivals drawing crowds from far and wide, puppetry possesses a unique ability to captivate audiences of all ages and backgrounds. In many cultures, puppetry acts as a bridge to the past, safeguarding ancient stories, myths, and traditions that might otherwise fade away. Through puppet performances, these narratives are vividly brought to life, enabling communities to re-establish connections with their roots and transmit their cultural heritage to future generations.
Now it's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We'll be back next week at the same time. This is Shivangi Mishra signing off on behalf of the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.